Hello and welcome to our channel. I'm Danielle
And I'm Stephanie.
and together we clean homes for free.
In today's video, we are cleaning mostly a bedroom and a living room. And as you can see, there is a lot of rubbish in these two rooms. This video is sped up quite a lot because most of it is a lot of rubbish collection, and the resident of this home has a very interesting backstory for us to tell you today. There was Danielle in amongst the rubbish there.
In my full glory.
Yep. So it was myself and Danielle here, and the clean probably took, was it 5 hours? Yeah,
Roughly, yeah.
roughly 5 hours. Although I say clean very loosely because there isn't actually much cleaning. However, the floor it's very satisfying when we actually get to the floor. So yeah, we are starting with Danielle in the living room. You might hear a little bit of background noise in this voiceover because we have Xander next to us, and Danielle was just eating, so now he's been a little bit of a pest. So get down, Xander.
Cool.
But yeah, so we're starting with Danielle in the living room. So you do that while I'm upstairs. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the living room and the process?
So, do you know what? Steph started with already like taking bin bags out and opening them up, and I'm like, what a good idea that is. But you don't quite grasp how much you're going to need when looking at it. So I just started trying to like clear an area and make my way through it. The funniest part for me was obviously clearing all the rubbish, and then I came across a camp bed.
Yeah.
As you can see here.
So it might seem strange that there's a camp bed in the middle of the living room, but we kind of have a little theory about this. So one of the interesting things when we were doing this clean was that we both kind of said to each other, I know where this mess started. So you'll probably see when we get to the bedroom that down the left-hand side of the bed is clearly where the mess started to build up. And I think you said it was the corner of the sofa.
Yeah, down the left-hand corner of the sofa. So, like, the other side of the camp bed to what I'm doing right now. It was definitely where it seemed like it began.
Yeah.
So I move it, and then it was like a fountain of rubbish. It was great.
And if we were to give these houses like funny names, like what Ari Katerina does, this would very definitely be the Monster Energy drink house.
Yeah.
Because there were so many cans of Monster Energy. I'm just thankful that they were mostly empty. Like, of all the ones that I binned, there was only a few that actually had liquid in it that I left till the end. But yeah, you made quick work of the rubbish, at least in the video, because it's at a 10 times speed. But yeah, the reason that I was opening the bin bags first is because we started using sharps gloves when collecting rubbish compared to the normal rubber gloves that we use for cleaning, and I cannot open the bags with the sharps gloves on, so I just opened like 10 bags to start with.
So I have normal gloves on there, and that's why you can see me tying up loads of bags, because I just kept them open because I couldn't tie them up with the sharps gloves on.
Yeah, it is so hard to tie them. I manage, but I struggle to do it. But a funny thing about the gloves in this house, do you remember?
Yes. So we have, what do we have, 3 or 4 pairs of sharps?
We have 4 pairs.
4 pairs. And when Steph was sorting out the cleaning trolley, she's picked up a pair and then 2 odd ones. So I had 2 of the same gloves on. But it was okay because there wasn't much. I mean, it was just all rubbish. There wasn't anything that could have hurt me, luckily.
Yeah, I think the worst you would get in this house is a paper cut. And it wasn't really like wet food rubbish and stuff as well. It was just all like packaging and tins and things like that, which was a nice change. But
so
yeah,
this is where I think it started, in the living room, down this side.
So we must have been sitting on that sofa, and then that's just
camp bed,
yeah. So we'll tell you a bit about this resident's story now. We're kind of just going to read a message that he sent us. First of all, before we get started on that, he was the one that gifted us the chocolates for cleaning his house, which was so nice, because it's nice to feel appreciated. And we don't usually get gifts, we don't expect them, we don't ask for them. So it was just such a nice surprise when he says, oh, I have something for you. We're like, oh, I was so excited to find out what it was. I was like, oh, what is this? Okay, so I'll read the message out. I was born with a rare genetic condition. I can now not bend over, yet I continued to work, which over time caused excessive damage to the point the surgical team said I must stop bending over full stop as it could kill me. After this, in a very, very short amount of time, my grandfather died from stroke-related problems. A month later, my mother had a stroke and made a huge and well-deserved recovery, but died after post-stroke epilepsy. And then I lost my job, and my last surviving granddad also died. So I suffered from severe depression, anxiety, and my antisocial personality disorder worsened. My friends left me behind, and I just didn't give a F anymore. I stayed on my couch for years. The only people were my best friends and my father. I spiraled off the rails and just didn't care. Strong prescription painkillers made me sleep, so I started drinking a lot of energy drinks. But due to my behaviour and tablets, I would drop them on the floor, and no matter how much I wanted to tidy my messy living conditions, I couldn't. It got to the point past the realistic thing I could do. Thanks to these two wonderful women, they're changing people's lives, genuinely helping people, especially myself, feeling like I've been given another chance. I'm proud to have visitors and be myself again. I can't put into words how thankful I am to you both. You guys truly are helping people more than you know. Is this okay? So we had asked if he was happy to share his story, and that was what he sent. However, before sending that, he did... Can you just go on the first message?
Yeah.
Sorry, I feel like there was just a little bit of the story missing there. So when he first contacted us, he said that he was diagnosed with a condition called arterial venous malformation, AVM, and that's why he can't bend over. He's had 79 surgeries, and his depression was making his life unbearable, and this was definitely an SOS clean. So Danielle, like, we were really interested in the condition because we'd never heard of it before. So Danielle's done a little research, and she's just going to read out a little AI overview that she got from Google.
So your AVM syndrome is a condition where blood vessels are abnormally tangled, forming direct connections between the arteries and veins. This can lead to tissue damage and cell death. You've got a lot of symptoms from headache, seizures, nausea, loss of consciousness, muscle weakness, trouble thinking, and pain in an area of the head. Your treatment's really quite challenging if it can even be treated fully. Like, obviously he said he had 79 surgeries. There is a chance where they can surgically remove it and you're cured from it, but obviously because of where it could be, so it can be in your brain, it can be difficult to treat. And it can lead to stuff like stroke and brain damage if it then leads to a bleed on the brain. There was another one that explained it a little bit better here, because
Sorry, she's just scrolling through her phone just now.
So you've got like your arteries and your veins, and between the artery and the vein there's capillaries, and with AVM they're really tangled, they're all blocked and stuff like that, and that's what causes the problem.
So I've never heard of this condition before, and it really is very serious. And just one thing that we noticed as well, like, so the gentleman mentioned about being on strong painkillers, and when you especially, when you were cleaning the living room,
there was a lot of serious medication that was really quite heavy medication that would really affect your day-to-day life, from making you drowsy. And so even with me cleaning up, looking at the medication he was on, I'm like, no wonder he's got into this position. Because even if you take strong painkillers, you know yourself, you get drowsy and you just feel sluggish.
I can't even take, like, so the strongest thing I ever take is cocodamol, and I have to take it if I'm going to sleep because it knocks me out.
Well, he even had like liquid morphine and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's just one of the medications, and there was quite a few different stuff. So you can imagine just day to day how much of a struggle it is to even function.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So one of the comments that we often get is, oh, I live with chronic pain and I do this and my house isn't like that. But you might not be on the same medication, not even the actual pain or the condition itself. It could be the treatment for it that causes the lethargy that stops you being able to, make that journey to the bin. This guy had a lot of cool collections in his house. One of the reasons that we don't really do much cleaning in this house is because he can manage. The main thing that he needed help with was the rubbish because he can't bend down and pick it up. But he is planning on getting cleaners in regularly to now maintain what we managed to do, as well as, do the deep cleaning stuff. So it was a nice change for us because we often start with a kitchen and a bathroom, but his priority areas were the living room and the bedroom. So it was quite a nice change of pace.
And underneath all the rubbish, it wasn't even really that bad.
Apart from the carpets.
But underneath the rubbish, it wasn't like there was a massive build-up. You can tell he's obviously went through these surgeries and been on all this medication and just got into a hole. Do you know what I mean? It's not been like this for the whole of his life. And looking around his house, you can tell that he was an active person and he had loads of different interests and stuff as well. So
yeah, I really want to tell you like all the different things we found, but then we're like, we don't want to give too much away in case it allows people to identify him. But he's a really interesting person, and I think my husband would get on with him.
Yeah, I think so too.
He would, wouldn't he? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you can tell by the kitchen, things that are at like what's the surface level?
Yeah, surface level.
Yeah, weren't too bad.
Even below surface level, like, so the bottom of the cupboards and the floor, like, nothing was really that bad. It just needed a wee wipe.
So he said that he hasn't slept in this bed in a very long time, and we think what's happened is that's why he had the camp bed in the living room. I think it maybe did start in the bedroom. If you've had major surgery, you spend a lot of time in bed, then this rubbish builds up. One day you get out of bed and you just can't get back into it because of the rubbish. I mean, you can kind of see where the mountain has like fallen onto the bed and things. Thank you to our viewers who buy things off of our wish lists. Thanks to you guys, we are able to replace the bedding on this bed. And also, we mentioned a few videos back that the Hoover that we were gifted, the vacuum that we were gifted was faulty. And the person that gifted that reached out to us and arranged for Amazon to replace that, which is just amazing. So a huge thank you to you as well.
We both love using that in this clean.
Yeah, the most satisfying part of this clean is when we hoover the floors at the end. Yes, the carpets need replaced, but just the difference it made was amazing. I had a really sore back in this clean. Do
you know what? I never even seen the bedroom before you started.
Did you not?
No,
Did
I
you not even go upstairs?
So I never seen it like this.
Yeah, you were probably like, why are you taking so long in one room? You did the whole of the downstairs and I did like one room.
To be honest, I knew it was probably going to be worse upstairs because I knew that that's where it would have started. So
it was quite overwhelming, but it's just rubbish and clothes. I think at the end I have one full bag for life of belongings and the rest was rubbish and clothes. There was like 3 black bags full of clothes. Also, so what you guys don't see is we often do a lot more than what you see on the camera. So for example, I tidied and hoovered all of the stairs but didn't record that, and then you cleared out a whole tiny box room filled with boxes.
Also, I mean, I've done a lot, like I wiped down doors and just stuff that's like, it's more of a hassle having to move the camera, set it up in a good. Do you mean it's more time consuming? Whereas like I can just quickly give that a wipe, especially when you're getting to the end of the cleaning. And you're like, right, we've only got this amount of time. You want to try and do as much as you can do. So yes, we do quite a bit off camera. Unfortunately, sorry guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and huge thanks as always, to Callum over at Trash Converters, who once again came out on a Sunday. He ended up taking away, I think, over 50 bags of rubbish, as well as a whole load of cardboard. I keep meaning to swear and then being like, nope, cannot swear on this. Also, I don't know if you've noticed when I was reading out the message of the gentleman, but I kept on pausing to censor his words. Like, he did not say messy.
Yeah, no, he did not.
He said a much...
So, I'm going to get here first.
Oh, God.
What was your favourite part of the clean?
Hoovering.
Yeah, what was your least favourite part of the clean?
Trying to move the mattress. I am such a weakling, guys. So you'll see it soon, right? After I tidy up all the rubbish, I'll lift the mattress and it just flops back down the other way. And so I call Danielle for help, and this superwoman just comes in and like lifts the whole thing up, and I'm like, but then after she leaves and I hoover and I try and put it back, I have to like move it in such small increments, and I'm like, how did she just like welly it over there? Like, I'm so weak.
I'm stronger than I look.
Yeah. And the fact as well, like I was saying, I had a really sore back, and I get so many comments on the channel like, bend your knees, you're gonna hurt your back. I'm like,
but who bends their knees?
And I can't. Like, my knees hurt more than my back. But just on this particular day, and yeah, I'm not wearing overalls because the house really wasn't that bad. It was mainly dry rubbish. There was no allergens apart from maybe dust. And I do have a mask on, but once all the rubbish is cleared out of the house, I do take it off. I'd kind of reached my limit with it.
And do you know what? There wasn't even that much dust build up either.
Yeah, it was strange, but I think he has his windows open a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so your favourite and least favourite part. You're not allowed to pick the same things I picked.
But hoovering, come on.
But no, because so you got there first in the question.
My favourite part was probably the transformation. Like we've mentioned before, when you're in it, you're not kind of taking it in until you take a step back and go, oh wow, look at this. And it just, the difference in the rooms were amazing. So, and for once, like, we're not usually there when the resident comes home, and we were, and I quite enjoyed seeing his reaction.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm yawning. He walked in and he was kind of like, holy sh.
Yeah. And he was like, wow. Do you know what? Sometimes it's just so nice to see the effect you have on people, because it's like, we know it's such a life-changing thing that we're doing for people, even though it's just a small amount of time for us. I mean, it can be life-changing for people, but we don't usually get to see the reaction, so I thought it was quite nice. I liked it.
Yeah.
My least favourite part, I don't know, I always struggle to find a least favourite part. And I'm
like this and this and this and this.
I'm not allowed to choose it because my back was quite sore as well.
No, it's fine. You are allowed to pick the same things as me. I'll let you.
Yeah, I think. Do you know what? My least favourite part was the amount of spiders I found.
Do you know what? I didn't find any.
I did. I found loads. That's why I was like, you're probably glad you took upstairs. I said to you, I was like, you're probably glad you took upstairs because the amount of spiders I found. And the amount of dead spiders as well.
Do you know one of the things that I did in this room that isn't on camera actually, and you'll be so proud of me, is like I kind of hoovered all the ceiling and the walls. I know that sounds really weird, but like, I mean, with the hose, I got all, there was so I didn't find any spiders, but there was cobwebs all over the ceiling and the walls, and I got them with a hoover. And normally I'd be like too scared to do that in case spiders jump on me, but
well done.
I just went
proud
for it.
Of you.
Yeah. So as I had been cleaning this room, I'd just been putting anything that wasn't rubbish onto the bed, and then this was it. This was the bag of belongings. And then also, obviously you don't see it, but I saw on top of the drawers unit, see where the camera is right now, on the left side of the camera is a set of drawers, and so I kind of tidy up there and stuff. But I ran out of time before I could clean like the end tables, because even though it looks like obviously we're just clearing rubbish, it did take a long time to do. And then once Callum arrived, because it was his day off and he wasn't like working, it was just himself. So we helped carry all the rubbish out and stuff. And again, you were just like powering up and down those stairs.
Yeah. Do you know what? The next day, my thighs were.
You got a workout.
Killer. I'm like, I feel like I've been to the gym.
I felt so inadequate, right? Because not only had you done all of that and done all the downstairs, right, but right at the end of me picking up all this rubbish, you come in and help me. Like, Danielle.
I was working my way up to you, so
I was like trying to race to get done before you came in. But no, I appreciated the help, especially with the bed.
Yeah, when I lifted it up, I like shoved it a good few times. I'm like, no, it's definitely not going to fall on her.
Yeah, see here, you're like, oh, I'm done. I'll just you're not very fast, are you?
You're a bit of a slow coach. It's fine.
I know. Look at this. I must have been moving in slow motion because, like, look at the speed that you just did that there.
But can you see me wiping my brow? Like, I was
sweating.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, let's get on with it. Let's do this. Once you realise how time consuming it is to just collect rubbish and the amount of rubbish there was, it was kind of like, right, okay, let's do this.
So before anybody thinks I'm crazy sweeping this floor, I'm just getting up the big bits. Whereas you just went with it. Like, she just started hoovering the floor and there was like giant things. I'm like, you're going to break on you, hoover.
I did block it a couple of times as well.
Terrible.
Yeah. But it was just a case of turning it off. And it was, do you know what? It was like bottle lids. They kept getting sucked up.
Look at this. It's just so good.
It's almost as good as a wipe.
Yeah. I don't know. I quite like cleaning floors. But this is one of the reasons you can tell that the mess started on that left side because of how stained it is. And that was kind of the side where there was cans of Monster that still had stuff in it. Whereas everywhere else, the cans were all empty. So I was thinking, you know, once he knew he wasn't going to be able to get it to the bin and the floor was the bin, he was making sure he was getting those last dregs. So at least he was being self-conscious in his mess. But yeah, this was really satisfying, and you'll get to see me trying to move that bed in a minute. I'm like going side to side, side to side. But also, I just have a fear of the legs snapping. Do you know at the bottom? You were like,
I'm like, they're not going to snap. It's very, very light.
You came in and just lifted it, and I was like, oh, what about the legs? And you just, it's done.
I'm like, it's too light for it to really have snapped.
So one of the things that I did before hoovering was I plugged in an air freshener. Like, you know, one of those ones that has the 3 liquids and it like shoots some of the scent. I don't know, I'm not describing that very well. But it really was making me cough. And I was like, oh no, everyone's going to see me without a mask coughing. But it was actually just because the air freshener was so strong. I had to turn it off for the remainder of the clean. And then I just turned it on at the end. You see my struggle with that bit.
Yeah, I did. Do you not think a room just doesn't feel as tidy as it can be until you've done the floor?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. One of my favourite videos that we've done on this channel was the one that I did myself, and it's titled Clear the Floors, Clear the Mind. Yeah. And there was literally no cleaning involved. I literally just tidied this whole house. And once those floors were cleared and hoovered, it made the biggest transformation that one of the biggest we've seen on the channel. And I feel like I could tidy my entire house, but if the floors are dirty, the house is not.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like you've tidied.
Yeah. The floors are just a big thing for me. But yeah, so one of the reasons that we went to this clean and it was such an SOS call is because there is actually going to be a landlord inspection soon. I think the beginning of March. And so I hope he replaces the carpets before then, because I think he could get into trouble for the way the carpets are currently.
But you think his landlord would probably be aware of these circumstances?
Yeah.
And hopefully he's a nice person.
Assuming it's a he.
Or she.
Yeah.
Yeah. They.
So I think we only have like 4 minutes or something left. So do you want to do our spiel about our membership levels? Because it's normally me that does it. You can plug us
here. No, because I don't know what to say. I need a script. It's usually you that says it, so I'm like, that's fine, she's got it. We've got 3 levels of membership. If you would like to support our journey, please only if you can afford to do so. See, like I'm struggling to find the words. Like, what do you say?
Just be natural. Just be like, this is what we have. This is what we offer. Not much, but you know, it's all about supporting.
We have 3 different levels. I actually don't know how much they cost.
Okay, you suck at this. I'm taking over.
There you go.
Okay, so if anybody does want to support our journey financially, we do have 3 membership levels that you can join. We have the Cadham Centre, which is only 99 pence a month, and for that you get a little badge and you get priority reply to comments, so we will literally always reply to your comment.
And I mean, these days, what are you getting for 99p? Nothing, so it's an absolute bargain.
Yeah, exactly. Then we have the honorary Fifers, and that gives you access to members only lives, which, not gonna lie, we haven't done one of those yet, but that is because I am technically challenged, and when I tried to do it I accidentally just made it a free-for-all.
Yeah.
And then I felt bad and didn't feel like I could change it back.
How much is that one?
So that is £1.99, so £2 a month. This is
Less
all
than a
in UK pounds, by the way. Yep, less than a coffee. And then our highest membership level is £2.99. So again, that's probably less than a coffee.
Yeah.
So that gets you members only videos, which at the moment there are only 2, but we will be doing more, as well as all the stuff from the previous levels. And that is us at the end of the clean. So yeah, feel free to join our membership levels and like, subscribe, comment, share, all the usual jazz. Everything you do helps us to build our channel and allows us to do these free cleans, really.
I never got to see the bedroom, so
look at that. He was, by the way, he was so grateful for that bed and being able to sleep in that bed on that night that we did this.
Did we say that bedding was donated to us?
Yeah.
Did we say that already?
So
okay.
As well as the membership levels, we also have a Buy Me a Coffee link for donations, as well as an Amazon wish list, which you will find products that we often use that it's helpful for us to have them bought for us, and then we can give things to the residents as well. But yeah, once again, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.